Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Yasleal in this incarnation. So today I wanted to talk about how to let go a person or a situation. This could apply actually for every ending, but I think it's very important to accept the fact that if this cycle is ending, it is because it's a vital part of our path. And if a person is going out of our life, this is something that should happen. And okay, to starting by accepting that this is the way is like the first step. And with accepting, I'm not saying we start to feel okay about that. We only know that we have to keep going. And yesterday I did a video of the importance of dealing with our emotions and to not repress them, because when we put emotions in an unconscious part of ourselves, we are actually extending the process. In this case, could be we are extending the grieving process because we are not dealing with them, and they will come back later. So dealing with emotions, it's very important to transcend a process of grieving. But other thing that is important is that many of us could have the tendency of get thrown in these emotions, and this happens because we are having an internal dialogue that is very negative. I mean, when we are dealing with an ending, and maybe we don't have a good relationship with endings too, because there's many things that will end and start in our life, in our whole path. So I'm not talking about only about the process of grieving. I'm talking about when we are stuck in the process, when we are feeling stagnation. And for example, if a relationship is ending, we are experimenting a death, because ego doesn't make a difference from a real death or a symbolic one. So we are not letting go a person, we are letting go a part of ourselves. We are grieving from a place in a part of ourselves, literally. So we could, if we are stagnant, if we're feeling stagnation, we could have this internal dialogue and these extremist thoughts about I will never be in love again, or I don't find a motivation to keep going, or whatever. And it's very important that every time we are talking to ourselves that way, it's not from this maturity place. It's about our inner child wound, and it's very important to detect what are we saying to us to feel that way. Why am I keeping these emotions alive and they are not allowing me to keep going? And here the only thing I think it serves for these moments is perseverance. It's not about motivation, because many times we won't feel the motivation to keep going. We won't wake up many times with a sudden feeling of joy or happiness, and we say to ourselves, okay, I'm going to work in my spiritual labor, and I'm going to keep on with my life. It could happen too, but when we have a tendency to get thrown in our emotions, it's not that easy. So perseverance, this is like it will sound a little bit weird, but there was a post that I saw months ago about the training. When you start to train, many times you have to train without motivation. It's not about always feeling the emotion that you want to train, that you want to do exercises. So many times in life this applies, and motivation appears after that. So perseverance is a quality that will serve in a lot of parts of our lives, a lot of parts, because we put perseverance first and then motivation appears. motivation to keep going, and we start to contact with joy and happiness again. And it's very usual that when we are experimenting a moment of sadness or grieving, we come back to the anchorages that brought those feelings, because what we really want is to reconnect with that. So we could go back to the past and think of the things that happened, and many times this is useful to understand parts of ourselves, because we are not seeing the whole map, and we start to connect situations. But many times we are doing that just to we are keeping stuck in those places. So it's very important that now the main reason to keep going will be our dreams. So now we are dying, we are actually dying, and we are rebirthing in a new person. We have to rethought what are the goals in our life, in our lives. I mean, maybe we don't want the same things anymore. Maybe we are different people, and now we have different goals, different dreams, and we have to take accountability of them. And I think we have to put certain goals. This I'm not talking about something that have to be material. I'm talking about goals in our life. Could be self-love goals, could be with relationships, could be material too. But many times the soul wants things that can reconnect us to love, and this will maybe brought a material abundance too. Could be that I want to develop my purpose in my life or whatever. And it's important to understand what we want right now after that death, and that have to be realistic. I mean, with realistic, I'm not saying you can dream. I'm saying that you have to focus on something that you can do something about every day, that you can wake up and take an action for that thing. And I think this will bring us this motivation to keep going, because we're going to start to reconnect with parts of ourselves that we forgot. Maybe we forgot it in that relationship or in that situation. In fact, this is about reconnection, because we are reconnecting the cables we have associated to joy and happiness to that person or that situation, and we're going to reconnect them to other things that are not dependable on others. And with this, I'm not saying we can't count on people. I think it's important to not lose hope, or that we not tell to ourselves that we cannot trust in people, because to open our heart is something that it's very brave, and I don't think we have to shut ourselves down because we experimented things that hurt us, So I think the most brave thing is to learn about these things and to keep open to love. Other thing that I don't think that helps in this process is to fall in this again extremist thoughts, and for example say to ourselves, telling ourselves that that person didn't love us, or that the relationship didn't serve for anything, because everything have a light behind the darkness. Actually, darkness is hidden light. So we can always learn from that thing, and maybe it's not about that person didn't love us, is that we had patterns to transform. For example, this of course doesn't apply to psychopaths and narcissists, but it has a purpose too. Because we were in these relationships just to understand how to love ourselves, how to learn to love ourselves. So the creation of new goals will be the main thing, because universe function as an algorithm. So if we are thinking about new ideas or things we want to manifest in our life, then synchronicities will give us signals, you know. But if we are disconnected from that and we are in this negative pattern circuit, well, universe is going to give us more of that. So to change the focus is the main thing. I already said this in many videos. This is about a mental process too. So we have to be very we have to pay a lot of attention to the internal dialogue we are having right now and how we are helping ourselves to keep going to transcend the situation. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you everybody and see you tomorrow. Ciao ciao.